Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys checking me out. Have a little surprise for you. I promised you guys 460 stuff, and this is the intake that's going to be going on the truck with the 460. It's the stuff I picked up to use, and it doesn't really need a whole lot of work. I am going to cut the plenum down here. I'm going to notch it, the divider here. I'm going to thin it out. But what I wanted to show you guys more than anything was the rough casting. And it's right here in the corners where it counts. Like, this is what it all comes down to, guys. Rough casting in the areas where the air has nowhere to really go. It gets pinched off. So I wanted to show you guys it's not always about hogging something out, like I always talk about. It's about the contour. This can be cut way back. I don't know if you guys can see. But right here it funnels way down. This port can be cut all the way back to here. I'm going to level it back and take this out. It has a big hump, and then it goes. Sorry, lost track here. It goes down and then back up around. I'm going to cut this all back, fellas. This is all going to be opened up when I'm finished with it. Under here is not too bad. They're usually beat up pretty bad here. But even here, this here I'm going to blend in. Okay. And then the flashing in on this side isn't terrible. But it's still where the air flows. Down. Let's see if I can mark it for you, fellas. There's a casting mark right here. I don't know if it's helped show up or not. The casting. It's really, really rough casting right here. It sticks right out, right where the air wants to funnel. And they're all your crucial areas. I hope the camera's picking it up. Like I always tell you guys, is it crucial? Is it going to kill it? Well, getting it out of there sure isn't going to hurt. That's why I take care of all this stuff, guys. I keep telling everybody the same thing, that anytime you have restrictions and flaws in intake, that's where you want to concentrate on. And this was actually my favorite intake back in the day. A lot of people don't know when this intake first came out, it was actually called the Axon Plus, and it had the same power band as the Stealth. So for whatever reason, they changed the name to the Stealth. My very first one, it was called the Axon Plus, but had the same number, the 8012, I think it was. And yeah, they changed it to the Stealth after I purchased it. It was one of them deals where they changed the name. But I do want to show you the runners in the port. I don't know if you can pick it up, but they're actually pretty smooth. There's really not a whole lot of light. I'm sorry, fellas, but it is pretty smooth in the ports. I don't know if you can see or not. But once I get it cleaned up and all, just get the rough casting and stuff out of it and cut it back, I'll put another part 2 video on this and show you what and all I did to it. But I was trying to surprise you guys. This is for the 460 truck. And also, I was going to show you guys what I lined up. This is what I was trying to tell you guys, what you can get used. That's my converter I picked up used. And it might not be exactly what I want, but it's pretty close. And this is all budget, fellas. I had a nice surprise today, guys. I was trying to surprise you and take the heads off, but these things are really on there. I use a breaker bar. I had to go the opposite way just to get so far one bolt out. I had to actually crank it to the tighten side and use a breaker bar, and it wasn't liking what I was doing with it. It was actually bending the bar and everything. Impact gun wouldn't even touch it, which that usually don't work too well on something like this anyway, but I tried to use it to break it loose, just the vibration. But one of the things with the 460, guys, I wanted to show you is whenever you mess with these old 460s, they're always going to be the same. They're going to snap And if you don't, it's a blessing. The manifold bolts are always going to snap off on you. The water pump bolts usually snap off. And I actually cracked this trying to time and cover, trying to get one of the bolts out. But that was my own foolish mistake for hitting it with a hammer too hard. So that was my own doing. And of course the balancer, they're always a deal getting off. But I was originally going to go and take the fuel injection intake and actually put an adapter on it and make carburation out of it. I'm still undecided if I want to go with all that because, as you can see, the gaskets are so different. And it's one of them deals where I don't know if it's worth me doing it that way. So I'm thinking about maybe just putting the dove heads on it and calling it a victory. That's really what my son wanted me to do. He went and purchased that stuff for me. And I have lined some things up, fellas. I have the transmission back. I had that done. And I want to give this guy here some credit. This man here is fantastic. He's the guy that does my transmissions, John Vito. He takes really good care of us. His time limit's always short. He gets it done. All you have to do is tell him when you want to pick it up. He'll ask you ahead of time, do you need it right away? And every time, he's had the transmissions finished before I've even really needed them back. So, it's one of them deals where that's nice when you have somebody you can depend on like that in today's society. You know, when you have guys that you can depend on. And here's another thing I want to show you guys. I worked a deal to get these valve covers. You know, it's all budget stuff. Is it what I would pick out? Back in the day, it would be. My taste is a little bit different now. I probably want to go with, you know, something a little bit different. But it's what I would have back in the day. And I'm undecided if I want to put the engine in, how it is, as far as painting it up and everything. I was going to actually let you guys make a comment on that, if I should put it in, not dirty like this here, but just without really painting it. But it's hard for me to get by with. That's the only problem I have problems with, is putting a motor in with leaving it greasy and things like that. I don't like grease. I like, even if I have something that's not that clean, I still like the engine and the transmissions to be clean, because that way you see if you have any oil leaks or anything like that. So, and down here, buried under my braided line, are the dove heads for it. And you know what's a shame, fellas? These aluminum valve covers came on this 80s type motor, and they're actually very, very nice as far as the fit goes. And I don't know, I might be just selling the valve covers and the other heads here, because I really don't need to keep this stuff around if I'm not using it. Plus, if somebody needed it, I don't like to hang on this stuff when somebody else could use it. But anyway, guys, I just thought I'd give you a quick taste of this, that I am trying to get the stuff going for you. The truck, you guys all want to see it, so that's what I'm trying to do, is get it running and lining stuff up for it. So, like I said, it's not overnight, but I had to start somewhere, and this was it. So, that's where I'm staying as of now with this, is just lining things up and taking apart to see what the motor consists of, to make sure there's no surprises inside. So maybe, maybe a rat's nest. Who knows? I had a friend have that happen before. He freshened his engine up. A week later, it wouldn't turn over, and he took it apart and had a whole mouse nest in there. So, them things happen. And this motor's surely been sitting around longer than his was. So, but anyway, guys, I wanted to run it by you and show you what's going on. But hopefully we'll get it there. And then when I start getting more things lined up, I got to figure out a camshaft for it and things like that. So if you guys want, you can give me your input. Tell me what you'd like to see or what would be cool, what you think would be neat. And I surely weigh things out. I do listen to what people say about stuff. I don't just do it my way all the time. Because especially if I'm bringing you guys along with this, wanting your input and stuff, I'm surely going to consider everything I see. So, all right, fellas. Well, I just thought I'd run this by you. You all have a good night now.